Welcome back to another lesson in the power of the BI. Well, actually, it's not a lesson. This is not as I normally say that during the introduction of my classes, but in this particular lesson, this is not a lesson. This is another video. So welcome back to another video in the power of the BI. That's right. Welcome back to another video in the power of the BI. This lesson here is actually a little bit different than what I normally do. It's a little bit different than what I normally do. If you're looking here at my screen, you will see a Power BI dashboard. You see a Power BI dashboard. So you say, T, that's really not something different than what you normally do. That's really not something what you normally do. But so here's the difference. I had someone send me over a request to look at a project for them, right? And it's really kind of ironic because it's a project that is Microsoft project. And they were like, T, what would it entail if you would be able to create a Power BI report for me for my Microsoft project within my business. And I was like, not sure. I haven't done that before. Now, what I do know is this. Data is data. So my question was, do you have the data? Where is the data coming from? So basically what he was telling me was the data that he has is coming from Microsoft project. Now, of course, Power BI is Microsoft Power BI. Yeah, it's Microsoft Power BI. So, what I started thinking about is like, well, I do know that Microsoft is integrating a lot of their applications within the Dataverse. Now, if you're not very familiar with the Dataverse, Google it. It's pretty much another Microsoft platform where they've got several online applications or apps that they are using, where they're allowing to be used to intermingle with one another, right? So you're able to grab, if the data is within the Dataverse, you can grab the data within the Dataverse and pretty much direct that data anywhere within Microsoft applications. I mean, I say that real soft because I know that that's not exactly what it is 100%, but just to give you some idea of that is what it is. It's almost like if you have a refrigerator and you have eggs, cheese, milk, and all of that in your refrigerator. Well, if that's in your refrigerator, you can use that to create ingredients to make whatever type of recipe you want to make. Anything that's in your refrigerator, right? And pretty much that's how I look at Dataverse. Dataverse is if you have data or applications that you're using that are all inside of the Dataverse, each one of those applications in some form can probably intermingle with one another, and you can use the data to use it however data needs to be used. Now, I'm not going to go too much deeper than that because I'll be oversimplifying it, and it's really not that simple, but it really is that simple. Okay? Well, bottom line is they asked me, they said, T, what can we, can you create a Power BI report for us using Microsoft Project? My first answer to that is yes. Well, my first answer to that is yes. My first question to that is, where is the data? And at the end of the day, they're telling me, hey, it's in Microsoft Project. Now, I'm typically used to bringing the data in from some form of database. Well, I'm assuming that Project, given that it's a Microsoft tool, if I had to guess, the data probably resides somewhere in Microsoft SQL Server somewhere, and that data is grabbed from Microsoft SQL Server and it is brought into Microsoft Project. With that said, normally I would get the data from Microsoft SQL Server or from SQL Server Management Studio, which is a Microsoft product, and then I would bring that data straight into Power BI. Now, let me go back and let me clarify something real quick, because I want everyone to understand this. I do not work for Microsoft. I am not affiliated with Microsoft. I am not currently on a project with Microsoft. I am certified in several different Microsoft tools. I am certified at Microsoft at several different layers. It's at several different levels. One, I am certified as an AI associate. I am certified as a data engineer. I am certified as a business analyst or a Power BI analyst. I am certified in Microsoft Fabric, right? I've got several different Microsoft certifications, but I am not associated by any type of form when it comes to being paid by Microsoft. So trust me, I am not selling this product. I was asked to see if I could create a report, a Power BI report for it, and pretty much that's what I was looking in. That's what I'm looking into doing, and that's what I'm going to demonstrate here in this particular video. Again, before I get too much further, like this video and subscribe to this channel. Like this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps. It helps us a lot. It helps us a lot. So with that said, with the question of could I help, I then opened up Power BI to see if there was an API in order for me to grab Microsoft Project. Didn't really dig too deep, because once I got online, I did some searching. I saw that there was already a what I call out of the box or a cookie cutter report already built in Power BI online that could connect directly with Microsoft Project. Kind of figured it would. Yes, it did. Yes, it did happen, and yes, we found it. So this is what we're looking at here. This is actually data that is coming. Well, it's not actually data, but this is a report that could actually connect to Microsoft Project that will allow us to be able to bring the data in from Microsoft Project. Now, with that said, again, I do want to be clear, this is not a report that I created. This is what I consider, or what I call, an out-of-the-box project from Microsoft. Pretty much a cookie cutter, a template. But it's really not a template, because it really is a report. The data that we're seeing here is just dummy data that was created in order to make the project look good. But if all the information is supplied to Microsoft Project, and we will be able to bring that data in, and we will be able to see reports that not necessarily look like this, but are very similar, because they will actually be the reports. So as we see here, we've got four cards on this report. We got 4 cards, a table. It's really kind of funky, because it got some custom formatting going on. I kind of like that. It's kind of cool. And we've got a donut chart, a stack column chart, and a pie chart. So one of the fields, or the first field that we see in Microsoft Power BI, that's pretty much called Microsoft Project for the web, rather than Power BI. It's Microsoft Project for the web, right? And basically the first layer that we're looking at is the Microsoft Project for the web. So the first layer we're looking at is like this is an overview. Just make sure. Yeah, so that's an overview. So the first level is the portfolio dashboard. I'm going to bring this out a little bit just so we can read the whole title. So it's the portfolio dashboard, and in the portfolio dashboard, we are counting the number of projects, which was 8. The effort on those projects was 12,000. Effort completed 6,119. Effort remaining 6,129. So of course, if you are familiar with Microsoft Project, or if you are a project manager, you have a pretty good understanding of the definitions of effort completed, and effort remaining. Those are key terms inside of the project management world. Now, you say, well, Terrell, I'm really not familiar with project management, right? I'm really